Hey, I'm making a short video here on the repair of a club car Powerdrive 3 battery charger. This is for a golf cart. I'm just sharing this video because some others may run into the same issue. This is going to be a fairly easy repair. Once I figured out what was wrong with it, the repair will be fairly easy. I've already removed the screws from the case just to make it easier for this video. This golf cart charger, I was having a problem with it. It would cut out when it was charging. It would just stop charging, and then it would cut back on, seemingly for no reason. Once in a while, I could give a tap on the case, and I could tell down from these vent holes, I could see something sparking inside when I would tap it on the case, and then it would start charging again. So that led me to believe that I had a loose connection somewhere within inside this case. I took it apart. One of the first places I looked was the circuit breaker down below. There's not much to these chargers. As you can see, there's basically a big inductor, a couple of shunts in there. There's a relay here on this little board up front. There's the ammeter, and other than that, there's not much to this. And the reason for that is because the golf cart computer takes care of most of the logic and intelligence of the charging process, and it basically controls how much current the charger will put out, and tells the charger when the batteries are done charging to shut it off. So these are fairly simple, not a lot to them. But nonetheless, when I first had the problem, I wasn't quite sure what was going on with it. But now that it's winter and I'm not driving the golf cart much, I decided to take it apart and have a look inside. What I discovered was here on the back of the ammeter, I hope it shows up here, there's two connections here. Right here, this red wire and this white wire. And I noticed the red wire, if you can see it here, I'm not sure if that's focusing on it. It doesn't look like it is, but at any rate, that insulation is broken on this red wire. And that's because this connection had loosened up. And when it loosened up, for anybody that's into electronics or electricity, and you remember back to your basic electricity and electronics training, when you have a loose electrical connection, that's going to cause a little bit of resistance in that connection. And with resistance, you're going to give off some heat. So with the amount of current that this thing puts out during the charge process, it could be up to 15 amps. That's going to generate a significant amount of heat there in that loose connection. So as that heats up and cools down, it's only going to make that loose connection even worse. So you can tell from looking at that broken insulation that connection was heating up quite a bit, enough to get that insulation to break away from the wire and come away. And when I looked at this connection, I discovered it was very, very loose. I don't know if this can quite capture it, this cell phone video camera, but this connection on this wire is pitted and charred from all of the heat. And if I go ahead and pull out the ammeter, pull it over here real quick, we can see by taking a look at the connections on the back that one of those connections is kind of blackened and charred. I'm going to try and get this to focus a bit better on there. Yeah, there we go. So you can see that one of these connections is blackened and charred and pitted because that loose connection, there was some arcing going on there. So that's what was causing it to turn off and on in the charge cycle. That connection would heat up. Then the spade connector would basically lose the connection, and it would shut off. And then as the metal cooled down and contracted, it would make the connection again, and the charger would turn on again. What I have to do is basically I have to replace this ammeter. The needle on the front of it was broken anyway, so I never knew how much current it was drawing. But now with this problem, it's causing the charger to not charge the batteries to full and shut off during the charge cycle. So I had to order a new ammeter. The other thing I have to do to repair this is I have to repair this connection here. I'm going to cut that spade connector off, and I'll solder a new one on there and re-insulate it so I have a nice solid connection to my new meter. I was able to find a new meter, a new ammeter for this online. They're made by Prime Manufacturing in Cleveland, Ohio, and this happens to be a Model 18 ammeter, but their Model 18 can come in several variants depending on what the full scale deflection of the meter is, whether it's a 10 amp meter, 20 amp meter, 15 amp meter. In this case it's 15 amps. I found only one place online that had them, a company called testtools.net. It's $25, and I ordered it and they got it to me in, I don't know what it was, two or 3 days. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to repair that one connection on that red wire. I'm going to install this new ammeter, and once it's done, I'll reassemble this, and I'll make another short video to show you that it's once again working. Okay, so the charger has now been repaired. Took me about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. Case back on, new ammeter is in there. Now I'm going to plug it in and charge. Right, so let's plug in the business end of this into the golf cart. That's plugged in, nice and tight. Now I'm going to plug in the AC power cord. I'm just going to set down the phone for a second, the camera. Now it's plugged in. Now the computer should do its thing, and the charger should turn on here in a second, or I don't know, sometimes it takes up to 30 seconds. All right, I was a little bit impatient, didn't quite wait long enough, but there it is. It is kicked on. You can see it's charging almost at 15 amps. I don't know what it is, maybe 12 and a half, 13 amps it's drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and let it charge, and it should charge fully and not kick out now that that ammeter's been repaired and that electrical connection has been repaired. And that's it. Fairly quick and easy repair to the golf cart charger.